Last week, a few interesting things happened. First, it was announced that former Microsoft-only exclusive title, Cuphead, would be making its way to Nintendo Switch. This, in and of itself, admittedly isn't all that surprising. Microsoft and Nintendo have been pretty cooperative in the Phil Spencer era of Xbox. However, it is still a good sign that Nintendo is willing to break down those old school barriers if the proposition is strong enough. The second thing, and what honestly has inspired the creation of this video, is the fact that PlayStation has begun holding Nintendo Direct-like presentations, the first of which came out yesterday. The other players in the console gaming space copy each other and Nintendo all of the time, so again, not all that surprising, but when will Nintendo take a cue from them in return, and which one should they take? Furthermore, could their relationship with Microsoft speed up this process? Achievements and trophies are perhaps the most video game-ish thing that the other big players in the space have gotten on board with that Nintendo has yet to embrace. And while personally I don't fully indulge in the grind for this system, rewarding accomplishments is literally coined as gamifying in other industries, so you'd think Nintendo would be first in line for something like this. That said, I think Nintendo has shown potential to not only adopt this system well, but I'd argue it could be even better than the other guys' solutions if they give you something more tangible for it than a pop-up that says, hey, you did the thing. There's two ways I picture this working, potentially simultaneously. The first and probably most likely way would be for them to integrate their achievement system with their existing reward system by Nintendo by not only giving currency for buying games, but also for engaging with them in a deeper way. It's no secret that publishers and developers have been scrambling to find more ways to keep people playing their games rather than getting their fill with them and trading them in at GameStop or whatever. If Nintendo used these extra credit-like achievements to give people points to buy digital and even physical rewards related to the game they're playing, I think it would achieve this goal twofold. First of all, it keeps people playing, and it would keep people with the property outside of the game, which for an IP owner should be the ultimate goal. Always. You want your game to be people's phone wallpaper. That's mindshare, and mindshare leads to profit. Make things like stickers and filters game-specific unlockables to add to screenshots and gameplay capture. For instance, wouldn't it be cool if you could unlock a Fire Smash Bros logo sticker for beating World of Light? You can make all of the Shocked Inkling inspired memes your heart desires. I think PlayStation is definitely the company to do this system the best currently. Having a tier system just makes more sense for this sort of thing than a completion percentage. It's easier to quantify and take pride in a bronze, silver, gold, and platinum system than it is a numbers-based one. So Nintendo could co-opt that approach. The second way I think Nintendo can improve on the achievement system would be to integrate it into their sharing features. Maybe make it a Mario-based power-up theme system, lowest tier being a mushroom, then fire flower, then a superstar. Then you could shame your friends for only being mushrooms while you're the superstar. And to quickly circle back to the topic of the sharing feature, why not increase the capture time limit to be more in line with PlayStation and Xbox to allow for gameplay clips that are up to and even exceed 10 minutes in some instances rather than the 30 seconds we get now. And for good measure, add the ability to edit these clips and make video transitions a part of this achievement system as well. Speaking of friends, Nintendo's social features could use work, and that's no secret. A lot of people want voice chat. I'm sure you're one of them, and if not, you definitely know someone that does. I'm in the latter camp myself. But I do agree that Nintendo could stand to improve here either way. The easiest route to improvement would be to do what everyone has already suggested. Just duplicate the smartphone app and make it usable on the Nintendo Switch itself. But to take it even further than that, we also need to introduce game session invites, parties, the whole nine. Some of this stuff is possible through the app, but it's pretty rudimentary and doesn't even support every game, nor does it support every facet of those games. The other ecosystems allow players to talk to each other, not only regardless of what game they're playing, but regardless of if they're even playing a game at all. There's no reason Switch can't do the same. As it stands now, you need to reach out on a separate app, text someone, or call them. And who wants to call people gross? Also, to make this a bit more personal, I'd like a way to mass edit friends lists. If I could be given an option to say purge all non-best friends on my friends list, I would take that option in a heartbeat. My friends list is out of hand at this point, and it makes it a pain to play with people I know IRL and/or supporters of the channel. This could also be remedied a bit if they categorized your friends alphabetically rather than in the order they last appeared online. It's also more likely because not even PlayStation or Xbox have options to mass delete friends on their platforms. Side note, Nintendo not using the Miis on their platform in a similar fashion to Meemojis is baffling to me. They popularized this concept and haven't really done much with it. They flirted with the idea with things like Miitomo and Tamagotchi Life, but I think if they took this even further, the social aspects of Switch could be improved upon if they introduced stickers centered around the Miis with quick sayings and expressions that could be a stand-in for a full-on messaging system if the ability to message people whatever you want is a concern for them. Although nothing is troll-proof, people will find a way to be jerks no matter what they do. Another useful social feature that even Nintendo once did pretty well is the ability to gift software through the store. I remember in the Wii days, me and Logan used to send each other games through the shop channel, and more recently, it's how we played Dragon Ball FighterZ when it originally launched on Xbox. I gifted Logan the game on Xbox through the marketplace, rather than needing to go through a third-party seller, waiting for a code, and sending to him to redeem. All he had to do was turn on his Xbox and download it. I see no reason why Nintendo can't do the same thing, especially when you consider the fact that they've recently sent out emails in the European region that incentivizes fans to encourage their friends to buy a game that they're also playing, in this case Smash Brothers, in exchange for shop credit and a discount for their friend on the game they're sharing. I think it'd be much better if we were given the option to do this through the store again. And the possible improvements to the eShop don't end there. I made a whole video about that, and if you want to check that out, it's linked up above. Customization is another aspect of the Switch ecosystem that's lacking. The other systems allow for backgrounds and themes. Hell, even 3DS does that. So at the very least, why not bring those back? Even better though, why not take a page from PlayStation's book and offer dynamic themes? Maybe even bundle them with special editions and preloads like they do. I think there's merit to the quick and snappy experience that omitting themes permits to Switch OS, but I think giving people the option to sacrifice this snappiness in favor of some customization couldn't hurt. It would also be cool to have more control over your profile pic like you can on PlayStation by way of linking it to social media. I personally enjoy having the Miis as a representation of myself on that platform, so I probably wouldn't use the option myself, but I know a lot of people would. Finally, with the release of Switch Online, Nintendo has given its subscribers access to its NES library. And that's a step in the right direction, but they could go further. And that's made clear when we consider the offering from PlayStation and Xbox with their PS Plus and Games with Gold services respectively. They both offer current releases, and Xbox in particular offers a combination of both new and old games. Nintendo has a huge catalog of games to use for this purpose, and I say this knowing full well that they value their game releases a lot, and as a result, they tend to be very selective with what games they discount, let alone give away for free. That said, I think it's safe to assert that Disney invented this business model, and even they are embracing the concept of offering a lot of their legacy and new content alike for their upcoming subscription service. Nintendo should do the same. I by no means think they need to go full Game Pass levels with this. That model works for Xbox because it helps people gain an affinity for franchises they aren't attached to with a low barrier to entry. Nintendo doesn't have a problem with people not being attached to their IP. They have the opposite problem. They need to use their IP to entice people to engage with their ecosystem more, and I think using their unique opportunity to leverage games from the many eras in gaming, not just NES, could add a lot of value to their service. And that's just a few things that the other console manufacturers do great that Nintendo should start doing on Nintendo Switch. I'm sure I missed a lot that you want to see, but that's just it. The point of this video is to start the conversation. Let me know what those things are, and if you enjoyed this video, share it with a friend. Maybe they have even more suggestions. If you want to support the channel, we have a lot of links as options to do that, but most importantly, what you can do is subscribe and ring the bell for more videos like this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, that's it for me. See you next week.